Emma Hayes stood in front of her bedroom mirror, fastening her grandmother's vintage watch. 3 days. 3 days until she became Mrs. Tyler Monroe. Half-packed wedding favors on the dining table, RSVPs scattered across the kit counter, her wedding dress hanging like a ghost in the corner. Everything falling into place. Perfect. Almost. She grabbed her phone. Messages from the wedding coordinator, her mother, Vanessa. Nothing from Tyler yet. The spring morning air hit her face as she stepped outside. Joggers circled Central Park. Coffee shops opened their doors. The Upper West Side waking up, and Emma walking through it, touching her grandmother's watch without realizing. A nervous habit. Hayes and Morrison Gallery stood on Madison and 73rd, all glass and clean lines. Emma's creation. Her father had left her his import business, and she'd done the responsible thing. Restored it, handed it to her brother James, and finally chased her real dream. Curating art, showcasing the overlooked, and bringing imagination into reality. Morning! Claire looked up from the reception desk, coffee already waiting. David wants to talk. You're a lifesaver, Claire. Just doing my job. Emma walked through the current exhibition. Overlooked women, female artists of the Gilded Age. Women who created despite being dismissed, controlled, underestimated. She stopped in front of her favorite, Marie Spartali Stillman's Woman with a Mirror. The subject stared directly out of the painting, unflinching, unapologetic. Her phone buzzed. Tyler. Morning, beautiful. Counting down to becoming your husband. Emma smiled. Finally! She opened her desk drawer where she kept their anniversary photo. Tyler's arm around her, both of them laughing at something he'd said. He'd proposed that night. On one knee in Central Park, the ring perfect, his words perfect. Emma Hayes, you're the strongest woman I've ever met, he'd said. You built an empire from nothing. You turned grief into purpose after your father died. I want to spend my life supporting you, protecting you, loving you. She'd cried, said yes immediately. Her mother had actually smiled. Finally, Emma, a suitable match. Your father would have been pleased. For once, she'd gotten something right. Emma touched the watch again. But lately, Tyler's phone was always face down on restaurant tables. He canceled plans 4 times this week alone. Stuck in meetings, babe. So sorry. And the whispered conversations with Vanessa that stopped the moment Emma entered rooms. Last week, she'd asked playfully, "Why are you two always so chatty lately?" Tyler had pulled her close, kissed her forehead. Maybe we're planning something big for you. She'd believed him. Why shouldn't she? Her phone rang. Mom. Emma considered ignoring it. But years of training. You always answer when Margaret calls. Hello, Mom. The florist needs final approval on the centerpieces, Emma, and the venue called about the seating chart. I'll handle it. Mom, I really need to focus on work. Work can wait. This wedding cannot. Tyler is from an excellent family. An investment banker at Sterling and Cross. Finally, a man worthy of you. Emma closed her eyes. I know. Do you? Because you've made questionable choices before. The call ended. Emma sat at her desk, that familiar weight settling over her shoulders. She needed air. She needed Vanessa. Emma, coffee? The response came immediately. Vanessa, yes! Meet at our usual spot in 20? Their favorite cafe in Soho was crowded, but Vanessa had already claimed their corner table. She jumped up when Emma entered, pulling her into a tight hug. 3 more days! I can't believe you're finally getting married. Emma laughed, sliding into her seat. I know, it feels surreal. Tyler is so lucky. Vanessa pulled out her phone, scrolling through photos. Okay, so I found these centerpiece options. I know you already approved the originals, but look at these. So much more elegant. Vanessa, we're 3 days out. I can't change. Just look. Vanessa touched Emma's arm, her smile bright. You deserve the most amazing day, bestie. Everything should be perfect. 7 years of friendship. 7 years of supporting each other through breakups, career struggles, Emma's grief after her father died. Vanessa had been there for all of it. So, Vanessa leaned forward. Have you thought about the honeymoon? Where are you two going? Amalfi Coast, 2 weeks. Incredible. Vanessa's eyes gleamed. Emma returned to the gallery feeling somewhat better after time with Vanessa, but the unease hadn't fully lifted. Back at the gallery, Claire brought chamomile tea without being asked. You know me too well, Emma said. That's what 3 years working together does. Claire set the cup down, hesitated.
You okay? You seem stressed.
Just wedding nerves. Understandable. Claire's smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Let me know if you need anything. She opened her journal, handwritten, never digital, and wrote, 3 days until I marry Tyler. 3 days until everything changes. So why do I feel like I'm standing on the edge of something I can't see? Dad, I wish you were here. I wish you could tell me I'm doing the right thing. I wish you could walk me down the aisle and tell me everything will be okay. But you're not here. And I have to figure this out alone. Emma touched her grandmother's watch, that nervous habit again. Evening light filtered through the gallery windows as Emma packed her things. Claire appeared in her doorway. We need to head across town. Final approval on the floral arrangements, remember? Right. Let me grab my bag. They walked to the car, Marcus already waiting in the driver's seat. As Emma slid into the back seat, her phone buzzed. Tyler. So sorry, babe. Can't do dinner tonight. Stuck in another meeting. Love you. Emma stared at the message. The 4th cancellation this week. The knot in her chest tightened. Everything okay? Claire asked, sliding in beside her. Fine, Emma forced a smile. Just Tyler being Tyler. But it wasn't fine. Nothing was fine. Marcus pulled into traffic, heading toward Midtown, and Emma couldn't shake the feeling that everything was about to change. Stuck in another meeting. Love you. 4th cancellation this week. Claire scrolled through her tablet. The florist has 3 options for the centerpieces. Do you want to see? Emma, isn't that Tyler? Emma's head snapped up. Her heart stopped. He said he was stuck in a meeting. Then the blonde highlights, the designer bag. Vanessa stepped out of the Uber, greeting Tyler on the sidewalk before they both climbed back inside. Emma's mind raced. Maybe it's the surprise, the thing they're planning for the wedding. Claire didn't respond. Marcus, follow that Uber. Emma, are you sure? Claire's voice was careful. Maybe they're just, I need to know. Emma's hands shook. She called. Tyler answered on the 3rd ring, slightly breathless. Hey babe, what's up? Hi! Emma kept her voice light. Just checking in. How's your meeting going? A pause. Barely a second, but Emma caught it. Brutal. You know how these clients are. Demanding everything yesterday. Emma watched the Uber ahead turn onto 51st Street. That's rough, she said, her voice steady despite everything. Love you. Love you too, babe. The call ended. Emma stared at her phone. He lied. He's lying right now. Claire said nothing. The Uber slowed, stopped. Le Bernardin. The French restaurant she'd loved for years, the one she'd suggested for their anniversary, the one Tyler had dismissed. Too overpriced, he'd said, not worth it. But now he was taking Vanessa. Emma watched Tyler step out first. He looked around, maybe checking if anyone was watching, then extended his hand. She emerged in a stunning cocktail dress Emma had never seen, laughing at something he said. Her hand lingered in his. They walked toward the entrance together, Tyler's hand settling on the small of Vanessa's back. The way he guided her, the way they moved. Not friends planning a surprise, a couple. Emma? Claire's voice was soft. Tyler had lied about his meeting. He'd brought Vanessa to Emma's favorite restaurant, the one he'd called too expensive, and treated her the way Emma had always wished he'd treat her. "Claire," Emma said, her voice eerily calm, "I need you to go inside." "Inside? Emma, what?" "Get close enough to hear what they're saying. Record everything." Claire's face showed genuine concern. What if it really is a surprise? What if we're wrong? Emma finally turned to look at her. "He told me he was in a meeting. I just called him and he lied." Claire bit her lip, then nodded. "Okay." She pulled out her phone, checking the recording app. "What if they see me?" "You've never met Tyler, and Vanessa's only seen you briefly at the gallery. Just be a customer. Get close." Claire nodded and slipped out of the car. Minutes crawled. Emma stared at Tyler's contact photo, his smiling face from their weekend in the Hamptons. Every whispered conversation between Tyler and Vanessa flashed through Emma's mind. "Maybe we're planning something great for you." The words mocked her now. The car door opened. Claire slid back in, her face completely pale. Her hands shook as she held her phone. She wouldn't meet Emma's eyes. "Claire?" Emma's voice was steady, braced for impact. "What did you hear?" Claire's voice broke. "Emma, I'm so sorry. You need to hear this." She handed Emma the phone, the recording app still open. Emma took it, her hands somehow steady. She looked at Claire one more time. Her assistant's horror seemed genuine, real. Emma hit play. Tyler's voice filled the quiet car, smooth and confident. "3 more days and we're set. The trust fund unlocks the moment we're married. $15 million, Vanessa. Split down the middle, just like we planned." Emma's breath stopped. Vanessa's laugh followed, that familiar bright laugh Emma knew so well. But it sounded different now, cruel. "I still can't believe how easy this has been. 2 years of playing the supportive best friend and she never suspected a thing. God, she's so naive." Tyler's voice was casual, almost amused. "That's what makes her perfect. She's desperate to believe in fairy tales. Her daddy's little princess never grew up. She actually thinks I restored that watch out of love." They both laughed. Vanessa continued. "And the way she looks at you, like you're her savior, it's pathetic. She would have married you after 6 months if you'd asked." "Patience pays off," Tyler said. 2 years of pretending to care about art galleries and dead fathers, but 15 million? Worth every second. Vanessa talked about playing best friend like it was a role in a play. How she fed Tyler information about Emma's vulnerabilities, her insecurities, her fears. Every conversation Emma thought was friendship was reconnaissance. Every hug was betrayal. Every "I'm here for you" was a lie. The recording ended. Emma sat in the back seat, the phone still in her hand, staring at nothing. Claire cried quietly beside her, but Emma had moved past tears. She touched her grandmother's watch. "Marcus, take me home." Marcus dropped Emma at her brownstone. Claire touched her arm. "Do you want me to stay?" "No, I need to be alone." Everything that seemed exciting this morning now felt like evidence of her own foolishness. She sat on the floor, still in her work clothes, and played the recording again. 3 more days and we're set. $15 million, Vanessa. Split down the middle, just like we planned. Again. 2 years of playing the supportive best friend and she never suspected a thing. God, she's so naive. Again. 2 years of pretending to care about art galleries and dead fathers, but 15 million? Worth every second. Again and again, each time cutting deeper. Tyler's casual cruelty, Vanessa's theatrical laugh, the way they discussed her like she was a mark, a job, a naive fool. Hours passed in the darkness. Her phone buzzed, Tyler calling, then texting. Missing you, babe. Dinner tomorrow? Vanessa sent photos. Can't wait for your big day. Emma stared at these performances of love and friendship. Every strange moment, every suspicious conversation, every red flag she'd ignored. She didn't sleep. Then morning came. At dawn, Emma showered and dressed in a sharp black suit. Armor, not decoration. She called Howard before his office even opened. 2 hours later, she sat across from him, the recording playing on his desk. His face grew grimmer with each word. When it ended, Howard removed his glasses and pinched the bridge of his nose. Emma, this is bad. We need to protect you immediately. Review my prenup. Every word. Tell me exactly what Tyler could access if we got married. Howard pulled out the file. As he read, his expression darkened. The prenup gives him a partnership claim to the gallery if the marriage lasts more than 6 months. He could force a sale. He has access to marital property arguments for the trust fund. Emma's stomach turned. Emma? Howard's voice was gentle but firm. I warned you about these clauses when you brought me the prenup. I told you this language was dangerous, that you needed to discuss these. You told me? Emma said with a surprised look. You said Tyler knew best, that you trusted him completely. You were too foolishly in love to listen. Or didn't listen at all. Another layer of her own culpability settled over her. Howard pulled out another file, one Emma didn't ask for. Emma, there's something else, about the trust fund. What about it? Howard opened the file marked Hayes Estate Confidential. Your father asked me to keep this private until absolutely necessary. Emma, the $15 million trust fund, it doesn't exist anymore. The room tilted. 3 years ago, your father made a massive investment in a commercial real estate venture. He was trying to triple the trust, to leave you even more secure. But the deal collapsed. The developers declared bankruptcy. Your father lost nearly everything. He slid documents across the desk. Loss statements, bankruptcy filings, legal papers. The trust fund is actually just $2 million, already tied up in the gallery you built. Your father was ashamed. He created elaborate paperwork to hide the loss, planning to rebuild it before you needed to know. Then he died suddenly, and the fiction remained. Emma stared at the documents. Then she began to laugh. First small, then genuine. Slightly unhinged. Tyler and Vanessa destroyed her life for money that doesn't exist. They never even verified the amount, she gasped. The absurdity was almost beautiful. Emma's laughter faded. She sat back in Howard's chair, mind racing like it did with gallery acquisitions. Analyzing, strategizing, seeing the full picture. Tyler didn't know the money wasn't real. Vanessa didn't know. They were targeting a fortune that vanished 3 years ago. She touched her grandmother's watch. Emma, Howard's voice was careful. What are you going to do? Emma looked at the documents spread across his desk. The recording, the prenup, the trust fund truth. If I cancel the wedding now, Tyler will know I discovered something. He'll lawyer up, disappear, maybe target someone else. What are you suggesting? I need time to understand the full scope of this. Who else is involved? How long has this been planned? What else have they done? Howard frowned. Emma, that's dangerous. If Tyler suspects, he won't. Emma's voice was cold and clear. He thinks I'm naive, desperate, easy to fool. Let him keep thinking that. You want to play along? I'm going to act normal. Play the excited bride. Let Tyler think everything is fine. Meanwhile, you quietly protect my assets, document everything, and figure out my legal options. Howard looked worried. Emma? I need a day to see this clearly. Her phone rang. Tyler. Speaking of the foolish devil, Emma smiled. Howard, on his chair now very confused, seeing the lady that has been reborn. Emma answered with perfect cheerfulness. Hi, babe! Sorry I missed your calls yesterday. I was so exhausted from wedding planning. Dinner tonight? Tyler's voice was smooth. I'd love that. I've missed you. Me too. Where should we meet? That place in Tribeca you like? 7? Perfect. Emma's face betrayed nothing. Love you. Love you too, babe. She ended the call. Howard stared at her. You're really doing this. Crazy! I'm really doing this. Emma arrived at the restaurant dressed perfectly. Makeup flawless, playing the role of an excited bride despite dying inside. Tyler stood when she approached, kissing her cheek. Emma forced herself not to flinch. You look beautiful, babe. Emma beamed at him, touching his hand. I'm just so excited. 2 more days until I'm Mrs. Monroe. Throughout dinner, Emma was effervescent, chatty, asking about his day with bright eyes. Tyler relaxed, his charm flowing easily. Or so he thought. Emma leaned forward conspiratorially. So, you and Vanessa have been awfully secretive lately. Are you two planning something big for me? Tyler's smile didn't waver. Maybe. Emma laughed, her voice light and teasing. Well, I hope it's amazing because I'm planning something even bigger. Tyler looked momentarily confused, then laughed it off. You're full of surprises. Emma smiled sweetly. You have no idea. After dinner, Tyler walked her to her car, kissing her goodnight with practiced romance. The drive home felt eternal. Emma maintained her composure until she was safely inside her brownstone, door locked behind her. Only then did the cheerful mask crack. Her hands shook as she leaned against the door. She walked past the wedding dress hanging like a ghost, past the packed boxes. She poured whiskey, not her usual chamomile tea, and sat on the floor with her journal. She wrote everything. Tyler's smooth lies, the way he looked at her with practiced affection, how easily the charm came, his body language, his word choices, building her case with gallery acquisition precision. Her phone buzzed. Tyler, can't wait to spend forever with you. Love you, babe. Emma stared at the words, then at the recording app on her phone, the evidence of his real feelings. She touched her grandmother's watch, centering herself. 2 more days of performance. Tomorrow was the rehearsal dinner. Emma closed her journal and whispered to the empty room. I'm planning something bigger. Morning arrived too quickly. Emma dressed carefully. Soft pink dress. Innocent. Bridal. Exactly what everyone expected. Perfect makeup. Genuine-looking smile. No hint of the woman who knew the truth. She texted Vanessa. Coffee before the chaos? Our usual spot? The response was immediate. Yes! Heart emojis. Emma arrived at their Soho cafe. Vanessa was already waiting, phone out, ready to document their last bestie coffee before the big day for Instagram. Emma hugged her tightly, smiling for the camera. Performance? Flawless. I can't believe tomorrow's the rehearsal dinner, Emma gushed, sitting down. Vanessa squeezed her hand across the table. You deserve all the happiness, Em. Tyler is so lucky to get you. The irony nearly choked Emma. But she kept smiling. You two have been spending so much time together lately. All that wedding planning? Vanessa's smile didn't slip. Just making sure everything's perfect for you, bestie. Emma leaned in, her voice playful, but with an edge Vanessa didn't catch. Well, whatever you and Tyler are planning, I hope it's spectacular. Because trust me, the wedding is going to be absolutely unforgettable. Vanessa laughed, touching Emma's arm, that familiar lying gesture. It will be, I promise. Emma watched her former best friend's performance and smiled brighter. I'm counting on it. The rehearsal dinner was intimate. Close family and the wedding party at an upscale private room. Emma arrived radiant in a cream silk dress, greeting everyone with hugs and laughter. Tyler pulled her close, whispering, "Tonight's rehearsal? Then soon you become mine forever." Emma smiled up at him. Forever is a long time. About Emma finally settling down with a suitable match, Vanessa's maid of honor speech was performatively emotional, full of bestie references and Instagram-worthy moments. Emma watched her lie to everyone and marveled at the performance. When Emma's turn came, she stood, champagne glass raised. To Tyler and Vanessa, she said brightly, for planning something so special for me. And to the wedding, when everyone will finally see the truth about love, loyalty, and what people really deserve. She clinked glasses with Tyler, who looked confused but dismissed it. Emma sipped champagne, smiling. The wedding day changes everything. Late that night, Emma lay awake, wedding dress visible in the darkness. Her phone buzzed. Tyler. Can't sleep. Too excited to marry you. You're my everything, babe. Emma stared at the message, her face expressionless in the dark. Anna woke at dawn, wedding dress still hanging in the corner like a specter. Today was the day before her wedding. Final preparations, last-minute confirmations, the calm before everything was supposed to begin. But Emma felt different this morning. The performance from last night's rehearsal dinner had exhausted her more than she expected. She sat up, touching her grandmother's watch on her nightstand. She'd played the role perfectly. Happy bride, oblivious fool, easy mark. Tyler and Vanessa were completely confident, utterly convinced they'd won. But Emma couldn't do this anymore. Not one more performance, not one more lie. She thought about walking down that aisle tomorrow, saying vows to a man who saw her as a payday, with a best friend who saw her as an obstacle. The thought made her physically ill. Emma picked up her phone and texted Howard. I can't wait anymore. Cancel everything. Today. His response came immediately. Come to my office. Let's do this right. Emma showered and dressed in her sharpest black suit, the armor she'd worn when she first learned the truth. She didn't tell Tyler or Vanessa where she was going. She simply left her apartment, walking through the morning streets toward Howard's office. Each step felt lighter than the last. Howard had everything prepared. Cancellation notices, cease and desist letters, asset protection documents. Are you absolutely certain? He asked, though he already knew her answer. Emma signed each document with steady hands. I'm certain. Send everything. The venue, the caterers, the florist. Send the legal notice to Tyler. I want it done before noon. Howard nodded, already pulling up email templates. Emma, you're going to lose over $150,000 in deposits. The vendors won't refund. I don't care, Emma interrupted, her voice steel. Money can be rebuilt. My dignity can't. She signed the final document. What about Tyler? He'll show up at your door. Emma's smile was cold. Let him come. I'm done performing. Howard processed the paperwork while Emma sat watching. Each email sent, each cancellation confirmed, felt like chains breaking. When Howard finished, he looked at her with something like admiration. You're braver than most people I've worked with. Emma touched her grandmother's watch. I'm just tired of being a coward. Emma drove to the gallery. She needed her sanctuary, needed to be surrounded by art and purpose. Claire looked up. Emma, I thought you'd be on wedding leave. Change of plans, Emma said simply. I need to be here today. Emma sat Claire down in her office. I canceled the wedding, Emma said. This morning. Everything. The venue, the caterers, all of it. Claire's eyes widened, then filled with fierce approval. Good. You deserve so much better than him. Emma felt the weight of the decision settle over her. Tyler will come looking for me, probably today. When he does, don't let him in. Claire nodded firmly. Consider it done. They sat in comfortable silence. Then Claire said quietly, I'm proud of you. I know that doesn't mean much, but I am. Emma's throat tightened. It means everything. Her phone started buzzing. Vendors confirming cancellations, the venue manager calling, her mother leaving increasingly frantic voicemails. Emma silenced it all. She'd deal with Margaret later. Right now, she needed to prepare for Tyler, because he would come. And when he did, Emma would finally tell him exactly what she knew. Emma spent the afternoon at the gallery, finding calm in routine work. As evening approached, her phone exploded. Tyler calling repeatedly, Vanessa texting in panic, her mother demanding explanations. Emma ignored them all. Then, at 7 p.m., her apartment's security camera alerted her. Someone was at her door. Tyler. Emma watched through the camera as he pounded on her door, holding white roses, her favorite. His face showed concern, confusion, fear. She let him knock 3 times before opening it, standing in the doorway like a barrier. Emma, what the hell is going on? The venue called me. They said... The wedding's canceled, Emma said calmly. Tyler's face cycled through emotions. Shock, confusion, then that practiced concern. Babe, what? Why? Is this cold feet? We can talk. I know about Vanessa, Emma interrupted, her voice ice. Tyler's mask slipped for a microsecond. Know what? Vanessa's your best friend. She's been helping plan. I know about the affair. I know about the trust fund scheme. I know you've been planning this for 2 years. Emma pulled out her phone, the recording queued up. I have everything, Tyler. Every word, every lie, every plan to steal from me. Tyler's face went blank. Then something ugly replaced the charm. You're lying. Emma smiled coldly. No, Tyler, that's your specialty, not mine anymore. Tyler's expression shifted from denial to calculation to rage. You'll regret this, Emma. That prenup gives me rights. I'll sue you for breach of contract. I'll drag your name through. Emma closed the door in his face mid-sentence, locked it, and walked away. Behind the door, Tyler's pounding continued. Emma didn't look back. Before we continue the story, remember this. Choosing yourself when everyone else is choosing against you doesn't make you difficult. It makes you brave. And you're not alone in that fight. Now, let's get back to the story. Emma woke the morning after confronting Tyler. Her phone glowed with hundreds of notifications. Missed calls, voicemails, text ranging from concerned to furious. The society pages had already picked it up. Hayes Gallery heiress cancels wedding days before ceremony. She scrolled through messages, friends asking what happened, Tyler's family demanding explanations, wedding guests confused and gossiping. Her mother's voicemails progressed from confusion to fury to icy disappointment. Emma silenced her phone and made coffee. The apartment felt different without wedding preparations crowding every surface. No white tulle, no seating charts, no floral arrangements, just space. Empty, quiet space. She sat by her window, watching the city wake up, and realized something unexpected. she wasn't devastated. Exhausted, yes. Hurt, absolutely. But underneath everything, relief. The performance was over. No more pretending. No more silencing her instincts. Emma touched her grandmother's watch and breathed deeply. Today, she started rebuilding. Around 10 a.m., her building intercom buzzed insistently. Emma checked the security camera. Margaret Hayes stood at the entrance, perfectly dressed, face tight with controlled fury. Emma considered not answering, but that would only delay the inevitable. She buzzed her mother up. Margaret entered like a storm, her elegance barely containing her rage. Emma Catherine Hayes, do you have any idea what you've done? The embarrassment? Everyone is talking. The Monroes are threatening legal action. My bridge club— Mom, Emma interrupted calmly. Tyler was stealing from me. Margaret stopped mid-sentence. Emma continued, her voice steady. He and Vanessa planned the entire relationship. 2 years of lies to access my trust fund. I have recordings. She played a brief segment. Tyler's voice filled the apartment. 3 more days and we're set. $15 million, Vanessa, split down the middle, just like we planned. Vanessa's laugh. I still can't believe how easy this has been. 2 years of playing the supportive best friend, and she never suspected a thing. Margaret's face paled. When it ended, silence filled the apartment. Margaret sat slowly, her fury deflating into something more complicated. You should have told me, she said finally, her voice smaller. You told me Tyler was perfect, Emma replied without malice. You said I was lucky, that I should be grateful. Margaret looked at her daughter, really looked at her, perhaps for the first time in years. I was wrong, she admitted quietly. I was so focused on appearances, on what people would think, I didn't protect you. After Margaret left, promising to handle the society gossip and support Emma's decision, Emma returned to her gallery. She needed normalcy, needed to be surrounded by art and purpose. Claire had already fielded calls from concerned collectors and curious journalists. Emma appreciated her assistant's protective loyalty more than ever. Emma was reviewing acquisition proposals when Claire buzzed from the front desk. Vanessa is here. She's insisting she needs to talk to you. Emma's jaw tightened. Tell her to leave. 10 minutes later, Vanessa appeared in Emma's office doorway anyway, having slipped past Claire. She looked terrible. No makeup, hair disheveled, designer clothes rumpled. Nothing like the polished influencer persona. Emma, please, just listen. Get out, Emma said coldly, not looking up from her paperwork. Tyler manipulated me too, Vanessa said desperately. He promised he loved me, that we'd be together after he got the money. I thought— Emma finally looked up, her expression ice. You thought you'd help your boyfriend steal from your best friend? You thought 7 years of friendship meant nothing? Vanessa's eyes filled with tears. I was desperate. I needed money. My parents— I don't care, Emma interrupted. You had a year to tell me the truth. Instead, you lied to my face every single day. You helped him plan spontaneous gestures using information from my therapy sessions. You mocked my grief over my father. Emma stood. Security will escort you out. Emma, please. Claire, Emma called. Security, now. After Vanessa was removed, Emma sat alone in her office. Her hands shook slightly, not from weakness, but from adrenaline, from finally saying everything she needed to say. Claire brought chamomile tea without being asked. You okay? Emma nodded slowly. I will be. She believed it. Finally. That evening, Emma walked alone through her gallery, the Overlooked Women exhibition. Female artists who created despite being dismissed, controlled, underestimated. They survived worse than a broken engagement. They persisted. Emma stopped in front of her favorite piece, Woman with a Mirror, by Marie Spartali Stillman. The subject stared directly out of the painting, unflinching, unapologetic, just existing in her own power. Emma pulled out her journal and wrote, Day 3 after cancellation. Lost. A fiancé who never loved me, a best friend who was never really my friend, $150,000 in deposits, my mother's temporary approval, my reputation in society circles. Gained. My dignity, my assets, my gallery, my independence, the knowledge that I can survive anything. She touched her grandmother's watch. Today, I chose myself. It hurt. It cost money. People are gossiping. My mother was furious. Vanessa begged for forgiveness I won't give. But I chose myself, and that feels like power. Emma's phone buzzed with an email notification. Subject line, Hope and Haven Foundation, speaking opportunity. An organization that helps victims of financial manipulation. They'd heard about her case, wanted her to speak at their upcoming gala in December. Emma stared at the message, finger hovering over reply. She thought about Tyler, about Vanessa, about Claire's complicated betrayal that she still didn't fully understand. She thought about her father, about the trust fund that never existed, about building her gallery from nothing. She thought about the woman in the painting, unflinching, unapologetic. Emma hit reply. I'd be honored to speak. 3 weeks passed. Emma settled into a new rhythm. The gallery was thriving. Ironically, the scandal had brought more attention. Collectors appreciated her strength. She'd hired a temporary assistant to help Claire with the increased workload. Tyler had gone quiet after Howard sent cease and desist letters threatening to expose his fraud pattern. The society gossip had moved on to other scandals. Margaret visited weekly now, their relationship cautiously rebuilding through honest conversations. Emma sorted through her mail and found a formal invitation. The Hope and Haven Foundation Gala. December. She'd completely forgotten she'd accepted their speaking opportunity. At the bottom of the invitation, a name caught her eye. Event sponsored by Daniel Carter, Carter Construction. Daniel Carter. The name felt familiar, like something from her past she couldn't quite grasp. Emma touched her grandmother's watch, wondering why that name made her feel something unexpected. She set the invitation aside. Emma tried to focus on gallery work, but the name Daniel Carter kept nagging at her consciousness. Where had she seen it before? Her intercom buzzed. Claire's voice was tense. Emma, Vanessa is here again. She says it's urgent. She's different this time. Emma almost refused, but something in Claire's tone made her reconsider. Send her up. Vanessa entered, looking genuinely destroyed. No makeup, hair disheveled, designer clothes rumpled. Nothing like the polished influencer persona. The Instagram aesthetic was completely gone. Emma, please. I need to tell you the truth. All of it. Emma's arms crossed, her voice ice. I already know the truth. Not all of it, Vanessa said, her voice breaking with genuine desperation. Tyler, he didn't just manipulate me. He manipulated Claire, too. He approached her, paid her money, got information from her about you. Emma's blood ran cold. Claire, her assistant, her loyal Claire who recorded Tyler and Vanessa's confession. What are you saying? Vanessa pulled out her phone with shaking hands, showing text exchanges. Tyler paid Claire for information about you, your schedule, your habits, details about your father. She didn't know what he was really planning, Emma. He told her it was to plan surprises, to be a better boyfriend. But she was feeding him everything he needed to manipulate you. Emma stared at the phone screen. Text messages between Tyler and Claire. Dates, amounts, details about Emma's therapy sessions, her father's watch, her daily routines. Everything. How much? Emma's voice was hollow. $50,000, over a year. Vanessa's voice turned bitter. Tyler cut me off completely after you canceled the wedding. He disappeared, blocked my number, left me with nothing. Claire got paid $50,000. I got blamed for everything. She looked at Emma with desperate anger. If I'm going down, she's coming with me. After Vanessa left, Emma sat at her desk, staring at nothing. Claire, the woman who'd worked beside her for 3 years, who seemed so genuinely shocked by the recording, who went into that restaurant to gather evidence. Her intercom buzzed. Emma? Claire's voice was tentative. Can I come in? Emma didn't respond, but Claire entered anyway. Guilt was written across her assistant's face. She knew. Somehow, she knew Vanessa had been here. Emma, Did Tyler pay you for information about me? Emma asked, her voice dangerously calm. Claire's face crumbled. Yes. Silence filled the office. But Emma, please listen. He approached me about 8 months into your relationship. He said he wanted to plan perfect surprises for you, that he wanted to understand you better, to make you happy. Claire's voice broke. He paid me $5,000 just to tell him what kind of art you loved, when you had bad days, what made you smile. He seemed so in love with you, so devoted. And you believed him. When he asked about your schedule or your father's watch, I thought it was romantic, thoughtful. I never imagined... You never imagined he was using it to manipulate me? Emma's voice was cold. To steal from me?
Emma, I swear, if I'd known what he was really doing, I never would have helped him.
Claire stepped forward, desperate. When I heard that recording in the car, I realized what I'd been part of. That's why I went into the restaurant. That's why I recorded everything. I was trying to fix what I helped him do. Emma stared at her. This woman who was manipulated just like she was, who trusted Tyler's performance, who thought she was helping love bloom. Emma couldn't fully blame her. She'd made the same mistake. How much did he pay you total? $50,000. Over a year. Emma's jaw tightened. And you never thought to tell me? I was going to. That day in the car, when I suggested we follow them, I was ready to confess everything. I wanted you to hear the truth from them so you'd leave Tyler, even if it meant exposing myself, too. I was ready to lose everything to save you from him. Tears streamed down Claire's face. I know that doesn't change anything. I know I betrayed you every single day for a year. But Emma, I'm so sorry. Emma stood, walking to her window, looking out at the city. You're not fired, she said finally. Claire's breath caught. But Claire, I don't know if I can trust you again. The words hung in the air between them. Claire nodded slowly, understanding. I know, but I'll spend every day trying to earn it back. I promise. Emma didn't turn around. Leave. I need to be alone. Claire left, closing the door softly behind her. Emma stood at the window, touching her grandmother's watch. She'd lost her fiancé, her best friend, and now, in a way, her assistant too. 3 of the people closest to her, all betrayers in their own ways. She was utterly alone. But she was also free. And she learned the most important lesson. Being alone was better than being surrounded by liars.
6 months had passed since Emma canceled her wedding. The woman who walked through Hayes and Morrison Gallery now bore little resemblance to the anxious bride who'd ignored red flags and silenced her instincts. Emma had rebuilt herself deliberately, intentionally, piece by piece. The gallery had expanded, a satellite location in Brooklyn showcasing emerging female artists. Her relationship with Margaret had evolved into something real. They had dinner weekly, talking honestly about James Hayes, about expectations, about forgiveness.
Claire had left the gallery and now volunteered at a fraud prevention nonprofit, slowly earning redemption through helping others. Emma hadn't dated, hadn't even considered it. She'd been too focused on rediscovering who she was without performing for anyone. Tonight was different, though. Tonight was the Hope and Haven Foundation Gala, her first public speaking engagement about resilience and second chances. Emma stood before her mirror in a midnight blue silk gown, elegant but understated. She touched her grandmother's watch, centering herself. The woman looking back was stronger, wiser, finally at peace. The Metropolitan Museum of Art glowed with soft lighting. Philanthropists, business leaders, animal rescue advocates. The foundation director greeted her warmly. "Thank you so much for agreeing to speak, Emma. Your story is exactly what people need to hear." Emma smiled. "I'm honored to be here." She scanned the room, suddenly nervous in ways she hadn't been in months. Emma stood at the podium, looking out at 200 faces. She touched her grandmother's watch once, then began. 6 months ago, I was 3 days from marrying a man who saw me as a transaction. My best friend helped him plan it. Someone I trusted betrayed me for money. The room was silent, attentive. I lost $150,000 in wedding deposits. I lost my reputation in society circles for a while. I lost people I thought I loved. Emma's voice strengthened. But I gained something more valuable. I gained myself back. I learned to trust my instincts, to value my own judgment, to know that being alone is better than being surrounded by liars. She looked around the room. The dogs this foundation rescues? They've been abandoned, betrayed, hurt by people they trusted. But they learn to trust again, to love again. If they can do it, so can we. The applause was thunderous. Emma stepped down from the podium, her heart racing. And that's when she saw him. Across the crowded room, a man was watching her. Tall, dark hair with distinguished gray at the temples, glasses, perfectly tailored navy suit. Their eyes met, held. Emma felt something shift. Not the performative butterflies she'd felt with Tyler, something quieter, deeper, real. He was smiling. Emma mingled after her speech, accepting congratulations, but she was acutely aware of where he was in the room. Eventually, he approached. "Emma Hayes," he said, his voice warm and slightly nervous. "I'm Daniel Carter. That was an incredibly powerful speech." Emma shook his hand, noticing his genuine smile, the way he actually listened when she responded. "Thank you, and thank you for sponsoring the event. Carter Construction, you're the reason we're all here tonight." They talked easily, naturally. Daniel asked thoughtful questions about her gallery, about the Brooklyn expansion, about her work with overlooked artists. Nothing about her trust fund, her family name, the scandal. Just genuine interest in her work, her passion, her perspective. An hour passed like minutes. As the gala wound down, Daniel hesitated. "Emma, I should probably tell you something. This isn't actually our first meeting." Emma's stomach dropped. Another con? Another lie? Daniel laughed gently, seeing her expression. "No, nothing bad, I promise. We went to the same high school." Emma stared at him, searching her memory. High school was over a decade ago. Before the gallery. Before her father died. Before Tyler. Daniel continued, his voice soft. "Hamilton Prep, class of 2013. You probably don't remember me. I was the quiet kid who sat 3 rows behind you in AP English." Daniel's smile was self-deprecating, genuine. "I had the biggest crush on you for 2 years, but I was too shy to ever talk to you. You were this confident, artistic girl who always had something interesting to say. Then your family moved to New York senior year, and I kicked myself for never working up the courage to even say hello." Emma's mind raced back. Hamilton Prep, AP English, 2013. She remembered being the new girl who left halfway through senior year when her father's business expanded. "I followed your gallery career from a distance over the years," Daniel admitted. "Professional admiration, not anything creepy. When I saw your name on tonight's speaker list, I almost didn't come. I thought you'd be married, that I'd built you up in my head for 15 years into someone who didn't exist." He looked at her with complete honesty. "But then I walked in and saw you standing there, and I realized I had to at least say hello this time, even if you don't remember the awkward teenage version of me." Emma felt something crack open inside her, something that had been locked tight since Tyler. This man knew her before the trust fund drama, before the gallery success, before the betrayal. He admired her when she was just Emma, a girl in English class with opinions about Kerouac and Fitzgerald. "I do remember you," Emma said slowly, surprising herself. "You always had a worn copy of On the Road in your backpack. You lent it to Sarah Mitchell, and she never gave it back." Daniel's face lit up with genuine, surprised joy. "You remember that?" Emma smiled, her first real smile directed at a man in 6 months. "I remember more than you think." They stood together in the quieting gala hall, the museum settling into evening stillness around them. Daniel looked at her carefully, seeing not just the successful curator or the woman who survived betrayal, but Emma, the girl from English class, the woman she'd become. "Can I take you to coffee?" he asked gently. No expectations, no pressure. Just two people getting to know each other again. Honestly, slowly. Emma felt the old fear rise up. Then she remembered who she was now, the woman who survived, who chose herself, who was brave enough to try again. She looked at Daniel. He smiled. She smiled back.
And that's Emma's story. A woman who lost everything. Her fiancé, her best friend, her trust, but gained something far more valuable, herself. The lesson? Being alone is always better than being surrounded by liars. Your instincts are never wrong. Trust them. And when you finally choose yourself, the universe responds. This channel isn't just about entertainment. We're a family here. Women supporting women through toxic love, betrayal, and redemption. Every story teaches us to recognize red flags, demand respect, and know our worth. If Emma's journey resonated with you, you'll find dozens more stories right here about women who survived, rebuilt, and found real love. Hit subscribe, join this community. Let's learn and grow together. Because you deserve a love story that doesn't destroy you to build someone else. You deserve better.